Hi, I am Annabella and this is my presentation. My project is called BuyClub. In the summary, I will present the problem, solution, main actors, that's stakeholders, how the program works, designing, tested, use it, and architecture design, choose it. Implementation, just a little bit, and quotation area. So the scenario. Here's the problem. This project was meant to individual buyers who want to get better price buying their products, but how they can do that buying as an individual. So the problem, as a simple consumer economics dictates that buying any retail items in bulk quantities will result in a better price and therefore larger financial saving. So getting access to this product at a price as individual buyer is not possible unless there was some way to aggregate the consumer power and multiply the individuals into a larger buyer in the market. This concept exists in multiple markets, including electricity supply domain. Solution and how it works. The project solution is an app called BuyClub for those buyers always looking for a good price in their supplies. The BuyClub, it doesn't matter if you are individual person or company, your buying power is aggregated. The software solution consists in a website application to facilitate commercial consumers and consumers to join with similar people trying to get better price with their supplies. The main stakeholders identified were suppliers and buyers. How it works? The buyer creates a quote request, adding product and their quantities. The buyer can edit by adding more products. The buyer can send the order to supplier of various products. In case to multi-buyer quotation, this quotation can show the quantity of all buyers to suppliers. Example, if 10 buyers want to buy 100 kilos of rice, the supplier will see the quotation for 100 kilos of rice. But when the order is processed, each buyer will receive their 100 kilos of rice. So the buyer sees all the price responses from the suppliers and they will decide to create a purchase or not. So the buyers will carry out this order, the quotation, jointly in order to attract more suppliers due to the volume of the product to be negotiated. During this quotation, the supplier presented offers for the items, pointing out the brands and technical details. The suppliers will see the orders and they'll put their price. Once the buyer decides to choose that supplier, they choose it and create the order and send back to the suppliers. The suppliers will see the acceptance and they will create the order and deliver the product. Design tested. The design I chosen was agile development software life cycle because it's more flexible because lots of features was identified just during the process of the development. As a test, chosen it was the unit test, and architecture design choose was MVC. This architectural design user interface was developed using anyway. MVC was chosen to present an easy way to manage the interaction between how we manipulate data because there are multiple ways to view and interact with the data. Also facilitates the future requirements for interaction, presentation data currently unknown. So basically the picture shows how the web application architecture using MVC patterns works. There's a model component, a controller component, and a view component. So the model component corresponds to all data-related logic that users works with. The BuyClub software uses an object relational mapping to provide the mapping between the database and the JavaScript classes. The view component is used to present to user the interface. It will be forms to input the data, an example, the quotation information or screens with the tables like the quotation list. And the controller component. Uh, this one accepts the inputs and converts into the commands to the model or view. Controllers are acts in an interface between model and the view component. Database design was built using type ORM. The table was populated using Macahu. Uh, why I choose the type ORM? Because support of main SQL database engine, because of the cost reasons, the project will use Postgres SQL hosted on Azure. So the project was deployed in Azure. So there's a link that you can access, and the document is all uploaded into GitHub repository. For implementation of this website, I use the Isila template because it's a very good way for beginners, because you don't need to start each Windows from scratch. That's a lot of work to do. JS frameworks. From the front end was built using JavaScript and some libraries, as a reactive JS for generate the user interface screen from HTML templates. One reason to use reactive it was because the template syntax is the same as on the core used by Node.js for basic site layout. The backend uses Node.js platform Node.express for the server side. To speed up the initial implementation, startup template was used. Quotation area. Concept will ensure buyers have different price from various suppliers and will choose the product price which suits. Finish the purchase by accepting the price with the supplier delivering the items to the buyer as a normal. It is a true advantage for all involved in this process, both buyer and supplier. Although the concept can be applied for any industry or product group. For this project, I have focused just on restaurant, cafe, and food sectors, as required supplies like vegetable, fruits, whatever, are relative common across all business. There are many reasons to validate the benefits using this software. An economic way to deal with no personal contact and save time, because the user can do that from anywhere. There's no traffic issues, meetings, stressful negotiations, just advantage. This is BuyClub presentation.